guys, welcome back to another Friday Finish Lines. Hope you had a great end to your week and a great start to your weekend. Thank you for joining me here on my YouTube channel where I take motivational quotes and I use them on different topics in order to help you guys maybe have more perspective on something that's maybe going on in your life, and actually just to help you guys, think more, think deeper. And I'm so happy to be doing this, and I'm so happy that you're here to see this video because it's probably meant for you. And I hope you guys take away from what I have to say today. And the topic of discussion I'm going to be speaking on today is do it regardless. And what I mean by that is doing something even though you don't really want to do it, or you don't have the energy to do it, but in the back of your mind, I gotta do it. I gotta get up and go to work. I gotta get up and do these photos. I gotta get up and film this thing. I gotta get up and do this homework. Whatever it may be, there is something in your life that you're kind of on the fence about and you don't really know what to do because you don't have that drive, you don't have that focus that you used to have for it. Well, I'm here to rekindle that fire for you, and I hope the words I have to say impact you in some way. But with that being said, I have two amazing quotes for you guys today, so let's get started. Alright guys, so just to get into this first section of the video, I'm going to be starting off with a quote on this first section, and the quote comes from Julius Erving, and he says, "Being professional is doing the things you love to do on the days you don't feel like doing them." I'm getting straight to the point with this one because this is something that I feel we all struggle with, and we all have that one thing in our life that we're just like, oh my gosh, another day I gotta go do this again, or just another time where you have to go do something that maybe you do like doing, but you just don't have that same feeling that you had for it anymore. And so what I'm going to be talking about in this first half is finding that balance again, finding that love, going back to a place or saying some certain things or doing or eating some certain thing that is going to help you get back to where you were, take you back to that place where, all right, now I know why I started this, now I know why I'm doing this and why I love to do it. And I'm going to use myself as an example again and kind of do something that happened just recently with my parents, so they put me in charge of putting the rat traps outside in our backyard because, we have some rats that frequent outside. So, they gave me this responsibility and they were gone. They came back. I didn't pick up the rats, and that was on me. And one thing my mom talked to me about was that, she's saying to me, you put all this effort into doing your videos because you want to do it. I need you to have that same energy when you do this for us. We don't ask you to do much, but we need you to do this. And that spoke to me because now I'm doing this video about doing the things that you want to do regardless of what's going on. And what I'm going to say to you now, maybe something hard or maybe a hard truth for people to swallow, is if you don't really have that urge to do it, then you probably don't want to do it at all, because the things in our lives that we love or want to do or strive to do, and things that we remember to do, is all up to us. It's our choice to remember those things. It's our will to want to do those things. So if you have something in your life that you're not giving your 120% effort into, then you probably don't want to do it. And so stop doing it. I'm not saying to go out there and quit your job or to, go to your boss and tell him off. What I'm saying is, if you don't have that passion for it anymore, you have the choice and the control to go do something else. You don't have to stay there and put up with that negative activity. You don't have to stay there and force yourself to love something even though you don't. Put yourself in a situation where you are going to love what you're doing and is going to put you in the direction of where you want to end up. Because you can only control so much. Don't allow something to control you in this certain time when honestly it's probably something that's just temporary. It doesn't have as much control over you as it does in this moment. So if you want to do something, if you really want to do it, you will do it. And if you want to become a pro like Julius Erving, those days off, those days you really don't feel like doing it, go do it. I'm going to give another example. One thing that they always say in the church is, if on Sunday or Wednesday, whichever day you go to church, if you don't feel like going that day, that is the day you're supposed to go, because that message that they're going to speak that day is just for you. And I've always had that. I've always felt that. And honestly, the days that I really not felt like going to work are the days that have been the coolest, or I've run into some cool people, or I've seen some cool things. So when you don't really feel like doing something, that's just the devil trying to take you away from the good thing that's going to happen later on that day. and you have it. Don't worry about it. It's okay. We all get in those ruts, but remember to go back to your roots and find out why you want to do it or why you even started doing it in the first place. Sweet. I hope you guys liked that first quote. But yeah, also I'm just gonna say this. It's a new month. It's August. Happy August. I hope everything is going well for you this month. And remember, it's a new month for you to do new and amazing things. And talking about doing new and amazing things, if you feel as though your time somewhere has expired, or you feel as though you've given everything you've wanted to this place, then it's time to move. It's time to go somewhere and take your talents, take your experiences somewhere new. And something I listen to on a podcast just frequently, it's called Bonnie D. Graham, Technology Revolution, The Future of Now. It's amazing. If you have time, go listen to it. She has so many amazing thought leaders, futurists, and it's a really impactful podcast that honestly will benefit you. And one thing that they were talking about in the podcast I recently listened to was that as a business or as a huge Fortune 500 company, whatever it may be, their goal is to get you out of there. If you are at a job longer than, I want to say 5 to 6 years, then they failed. They failed because you don't think that you can move on. You don't think that you can go start your new thing. You don't think that you are bigger and better than this, because you are. And that should be the goal of any company. Their goal is to push their employees to want to be better. Even if they're gonna go work for the competing company, they want them to leave there knowing that they've done better and they did their job. Because as a leader, that's what you want. That's what you want for the people who are quote unquote below you, or that you are having some sort of authority over. You want to show them that they too can become the best that they can be. And you want to hear it. You want to have that, that pleasing factor in your life where someone can come back to you and say, hey, like, thanks for everything you've taught me. Like, now I'm here. Now I'm the director of this. Now I'm the CFO, the CEO of this. I'm the head of this, blah, 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 whatever it may be. And that's where that pleasing moment comes from. And you want that for yourself. So don't feel like you are strapped down to a job or they have something over you, because at the end of the day, if they can't accept that you have to move on and find something better for yourself, then maybe you weren't supposed to be there in the first place. And that's where you need to find that root, that part in your life where you know why and you know what it is that you need to do, because you can't be putting up with things that are draining you. And if it's draining you and if it's not feeding you, then you need to leave and you need to go. And I'm saying this all from my opinion, and obviously it's hard to find jobs. I mean, honestly, right now, a lot of places are really hiring. So if you wanted to move jobs in this moment, it's just honestly like the best time to do it. But I'm not saying it's easy to find another job. But what I'm saying is, if you're not happy and if you're not contributing to your fullest extent at that job, then you're doing yourself a disservice and them. So find a way to get out of there. You don't have to quit right away. Never quit your job unless you have a job lined up. And that's my honest opinion. People can take that the way they want, but find a way to get yourself out of there if it's not pleasing you and if you're not doing your best ability for them. And I'm going to end off the quote with this quote from Roy Vaden, also like Darth Vader. But the quote says, "The reason we don't get what we want isn't because we don't have the ability or time. We aren't willing to do the things we need to do when we don't feel like doing them. There's no impact of that entitlement on their business. The attitude is you learn to fall in love with the daily grind." And I'm going to go back to an earlier video that I talked about loving the process, making sure that what you're doing is something that you can wake up every day knowing that it's going to be the same thing, but you love it and you enjoy it, because there's a room for creativity. There's room for you to do more and change your perspective on that job every passing year or every passing day, because it does become tedious, and that's where that laziness sets in, because like, oh my God, I gotta go back and do the same thing I did yesterday. But yeah, that's what you signed up for, isn't it? That's the job that you chose to do. And we can't ever forget that we choose where we want to work. There is no, I have to, or I need to do this, but no, you don't. You have the choice, and it's only up to you. And where you are now is a product of the choices that you've made thus far. And I'm going to go back to this one line that says, there is an impact of that entitlement on their business. And I'm going to use this in a sense of saying, the world doesn't owe you anything. Your job doesn't owe you anything. They are there to run a business, and you are their employee. And if they need you to work, or if they need you to do this, and they need you to do that, and you just seem to not be able to put up with it, don't think that they owe you anything, because they don't. At the end of the day, they are there to do their job just as much as you are. And so, like I said in the last section, if you don't feel, or just early in this section, if you don't feel as though you can give your service to them, or they can give their service to you, then leave. And that's what I have to say about that, because it's hard. I know it's hard waking up every day and getting out there and putting up with people, putting up with even yourself, and putting yourself out there and talking to people. And it is draining, but like I say, and like I always say, you have control over that, because everything that's happening right now is possibly temporary. And don't be afraid to make that change, because like I always say, or like I said it before, on the other side of change, on the other side of the fear of what if, is a possibility of endless opportunities that you just can't see yet. Sweet. Thank you so much for joining me here on my Friday Finish Lines. I thank each and every one of you for your continuous support. Hit that like button. Comment down below what it is that you do to motivate yourself to do the things that you want to do on your days off. And make sure you guys leave a like, and I appreciate your support. And yeah, new amazing things coming. I have a lot of good things planned. Obviously, I'm just super patient, and I'm enjoying this everyday, fun that I get to have. So just continue to join me, and I appreciate you guys' support. Some new things that are going on in my life. Job is going good. School is coming up, so I'm getting prepared for that. I got some new shoes. My girlfriend got me these. I also got these for myself. These are some, they're Fang Chang Wang. I know they're a little different, but I like different, and that's just, I love these shoes. But yeah, other than that, things are going great. Got a little trip planned coming up, so yep, I'm wishing you the best, and remember to keep your head up, and every day is a gift, and the future is not something that you can control, but only something that you can plan for. So control what it is that you can control now, and worry about what comes next, and just kind of roll with the punches, go with the tide, go with the flow. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Right? Thank you.